Welcome to the Lance McCune Podcast. I have a special message I'd like to share with you today concerning incidents. What do I mean by incidents? Well, in the government or within law enforcement, any type of situation that is taking place, such as a tragedy or an automobile wreck or a major fire or anything like that, it comes into the category of an incident. But they've also developed a term that's called an incident command system, or not a term, but a structure that is set in place so that if there's any major incident that takes place in the community, they have a command system that will share the information with all the other important parties that need to be involved in responding to that particular incident. For example, if there's a fire, the police will respond, the ambulance will respond, the fire department will respond, and even sometimes the city that they're operating in, the water department or the electrical department. In this incident command system, everybody pools their resources together to talk to one another so that they can have a good response to whatever incident they're dealing with. Well, you know, the same needs to take place in our local churches, in our households of faith. We have the ability to send out information and to respond to incidents in a very quick manner. But many of us in the households of faith have not developed a structure in which to do that. A lot of us, or a lot of churches, have been waiting on the government to do that. And I would say, even though the government wants to work with us, they're not quite prepared to do that yet. But we can get things developed right now on our own. For example, we had a shooting that took place, or an active shooter incident taking place in our community. That was the time for us to let everybody know in our household of faith, as well as other friends of ours that we have fellowship with, that there was something bad going on and they need to protect themselves. And we need to be prepared for such an incident that might take place. Another example is maybe if there's a tornado or a hurricane, we need to be able to communicate to all of our church members and all of our friends what is taking place and how we are responding as a member or the leader of our household of faith. I would encourage you, faith-based leaders, to develop an incident command system in your particular faith-based organization so you can disseminate information to all important parties, and that means your church members, so they can be up to date on how the church or the household of faith is responding. I know that we depend upon government for a lot of things to give us the correct information, but sometimes they run a little slow. So we need to be able to send out information on our own to our own members and parishioners so that we can be ahead of the curve and prepared to deal with any incident that might happen in our community. In some cases, such as a hurricane, major response needs to take place, and we need to coordinate together on how do we respond to such an incident. So again, households of faith, I would encourage you, prepare an incident command system in your church or your household of faith and respond to any situation that might come up to disseminate information to all important parties. Until another day, God bless you. This is Pastor Lance, and have a great day.